Hi everybody, this is Professor Parish and welcome to English 109, our summer semester. So I am going to be recording this video to explain to you how to navigate English 109, the summer course, to kind of explain how you can do that, how the class works, how all the assignments are set up. This is basically a go-to tutorial video to kind of explain how the class is going to function this summer, what all you're going to need, and to just kind of introduce myself and explain the class. Alright, so if you're taking this class this summer, chances are you're going to be at home most of the time doing this class since it's completely online. However, if you do need to ask me any questions, get any help on explaining assignments, or if you need to just talk with me about the class, you're always welcome to. I am actually at SIC this summer from Monday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. unless I'm out running errands or doing something like that. So you can always email me, you can always give me a call, you can always stop by my office. I would recommend probably emailing or calling first just to make sure that I'm not meeting with someone or that I'm actually on campus, just to make sure. But I'll go over my contact information here very shortly. So what is English 109? English 109 is the bridge class, the stepping stone to our college English 121 course. So you might be taking this class before English 121, you might be taking it at the same time as 121. It totally depends on your schedule and how you've got this class set up. But this class is designed to give you some extra tools, extra writing techniques, and to help you kind of work towards building your skills as a writer to move on into 121. I hate to say the phrase master English and writing skills because as I talk in my other English classes, I don't think you can ever master writing. You're always learning something new. There are always new techniques, new media coming out that you can publish from or publish into, and I don't think you can ever master the English language or writing. However, you can become proficient with the techniques and tools that you need in order to become a good writer. So that's kind of what this class is designed for, to give you that information. And I will go ahead and let you know that I do have two dogs that will frequently show up, maybe while I'm recording a lecture video, wanting me to throw a ball or toy or bark, so please bear with me on that. Alright, so how these videos will work is that each week, for week one in this class, you have two videos to watch. You have this video introducing the course, and then you have the overarching week one lecture video. So I'll show you where that's going to be at. But I am going to post a video every week. They will not be long videos, but they are essential that you do watch because I not only explain assignments in these videos, but I also talk about the class, talk about the textbook, talk about various things that we're doing this week in the class. So it is essential that you watch not only this video, but each week's lecture videos. No matter how long or short they are, please take time to watch them because they are going to help you in the class. And there's stuff that I talk about in those videos that you may email me about, and I will say you need to go back and watch the video. So just make sure you go ahead and do it, and it should answer all of your questions. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make myself small. I'm down here now. This is usually where I'm going to be for our lecture videos. I like to show you all the class as a whole and then kind of navigate it. So I am on my SIC. I'm going to go down here to my courses. I'm doing this class in 122 this summer. And as you can see here, this lecture video we're watching now is going to go right here, but it's not there yet, so we're going to work on that. But this is the class for the summer. My office hours and contact information is down here, and there's my extension, my email address. I check my email constantly, so that's the best way to get a hold of me, but you are welcome to call. You're welcome to set up a time to come and see me face to face. If I have any extra handouts, I'll put them here. If there's any announcements, I'll put them here. Kind of our policies are listed. The calendar is shown here. You don't have to go by it because it's going to include 122 and 109. But mainly, let's check out our syllabus. One thing that if you've not done it yet, you'll notice this whole link that says Falcon Mail right here, down in the corner where my little mouse is, the blue link here. Please make sure that you log into your Falcon Mail once a week. You can email me from this My SIC page, but if I email you back, it's going to show up in your Falcon Mail. and you do need to check that at least once a week to make sure I've not sent out any emails or that you've not received anything from the college. So once you log on to your Falcon Mail, the reason I bring it up is that by getting onto Falcon Mail, you can automatically, for free, download Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and you have access to our email system. So when students say, oh, I don't have Microsoft Word, I'm like, well, you do, because you're a student at SIC and you get that for free as long as you log on to your Falcon Mail. So once I pull it up here, I do recommend that you do download Word onto your computer. That will make creating documents and saving them that much easier. You also get a terabyte of cloud space, so you can save your documents into the cloud so that you won't lose them if something happens to your computer. That is essential, as we're going to talk about here in just a second. So I'm going to pull up our syllabus and we're going to briefly go over it. This class runs from June 3rd to July 25th. Finals week is July 22nd to the 25th. You might get done before then. We'll talk about that. I do lecture videos online. We do a discussion forum. We do online assignments. It's very much an interactive online class. And as you can see here, we're going to go over basically how all of these objectives are accomplished through the course. So we're going to use American Standard English. We're going to use skills from vocabulary that we learn. We're going to do various grammar assignments. We're going to basically construct short papers, and we're going to start dealing with research and citation. Now, I know that you will touch on citation even more once you get into 121 and 122. In English 122, we go hardcore on citation. But we're going to kind of delve into that this summer, just kind of getting some bare bones essentials so that when you get into 121, you'll know what citation is, at least. So basically our course topics are throughout here of the things that we do and the objectives that we meet. And basically we're going to go through various sets of writing. Now, the textbook is shown here. This is the textbook. I actually have the 10th edition. I'm going to make this bigger here for a second. I have the 10th edition. It is orange. We have in our book the 9th edition, which is green. So if you have the 9th or 10th edition, either one will work. I would prefer you get this edition, but if the bookstore has the green version, we're going to go with the green version. So 9th or 10th edition will work for this class, whatever you can find. If some of the assignments are off in your edition, then let me know, and I'll make sure that we get the right ones orchestrated. But for the most part, the assignments in our textbook, I've actually copied out into your assignments, so you'll see when I show you, but it won't impact you having to have the right edition. But the 9th or 10th edition will work for the English skills textbook. All right, and anything supplemental I will provide for free for you. Our grade is broken down into this. So this is our method of determining grades. I am very much a balanced instructor. I did not enjoy classes in college where the fate of your grade hinged on 2 tests. And I know a lot of classes are like that, where you do all these tiny little assignments that are very minuscule, and then you get to like your midterm and your final, and that's like 40% of your grade. And I'm like, I was not a big test taker. I'm much more of an essay writer than a test taker. So I try to balance everything out in this class where it's all spread even. So as you'll notice, there's not one assignment that just commands a lot of points. Our discussion forum that we do, which I'll show you, is a big part of it. It's a big chunk. It's 300 points altogether. The grammar reviews that we will do are 150 points total. The textbook activities we do are 200 points total, and there's 5 of each, so they are worth a good chunk of points for each assignment. The writing preps and writing papers that we do, that is a good chunk of points. Our midterm is 50 points, and our final exam is 100. So, as you can see here, everything is pretty balanced, meaning that every assignment is important. I've had students for several semesters, and I have 1 or 2 each semester where they're like, oh, I'll just do the papers. And they'll skip all of this. And it ends up they fail the class because they don't do all the assignments. every assignment is important. There's no fluff in this class. It is very much, here's what we're doing. It has to do with the course and what we're learning. There's no, fluffy, just thrown in assignment because we need extra points. Everything matters. So I would encourage you just to keep that in mind. Don't think that you can just skip out on, let's say you don't do the discussion forums. That's 300 points. Our class is out of 1,100 altogether. So that would be 800 points altogether. You've got a C. If you don't do any of the discussion forums, you've got a C max. So everything is important, and just keep that in mind. In my classes as a teacher, I can tell you all with confidence, students either get one of 3 grades. They either get an A or a B. That's usually the thing. I maybe have a few get a C or a D, very rarely. It's usually A, B, or an E. And that's because students either do the work and turn it in on time and they'll get an A or B in this class, or they won't do the work and turn it in on time and they fail. So this is very much a you're going to get out of it what you put into it class. And I'm very much that type of instructor that we've got deadlines, we have due dates, you just do the work or you move forward and move on to the next assignment. All right, so that leads us into our attendance policy. I am very much a stickler for turning stuff in on time because you all are busy, you have tons of stuff going on, and I'm the same way. And I know from experience as a teacher that sometimes students will be like, oh, well, just give me an extra week. And you do, and then maybe you get that assignment from a week ago done, but you weren't working on the stuff due this week, and it just snowballs into this downhill spiral. And I think it's much better that you just get the work done for the week that you can. Hopefully it's all of it, and then you move on to the next week. The past is in the past. It's like Rafiki said in The Lion King, the past can hurt. We either run from it or learn from it. So, also, deadlines, they are important. You do have an entire week to do assignments, and I also open up every assignment for the next week and a week early. So really, this first week you've got a week to do the opening assignments, but you technically have 2 weeks to do each week's worth because I open it a week ahead of time to let you work ahead. So there really is not, in my opinion, an excuse for stuff to be late. You have a week. You can turn it in whenever you want as long as it's in by the due date. This is an online class. So as a college student online, you are responsible for making sure that you have internet access for this course. So if you're going on any vacations this summer or camps, you, one, need to let me know so that I can know that ahead of time and make a note of it. But two, you are responsible for getting the work done. So if you know on June 14th that you're going to a camp for a week, the stuff for that week's already going to be open for you. So you need to work ahead and get it done. Because if you don't turn it in on time, you just won't get credit for it. You need to have a backup measure in place. I tell all of my students this, that we live in a very technology-driven world. You need to have a backup. So if your computer breaks, you need to be able to go to a library or to a friend's computer or a family member's computer or have access on your phone or come out to the college and work on stuff. You need to have a backup plan in place. I would also say that procrastination is not your friend in a summer class. I've had students wait until Sunday night to turn stuff in when it's due, and then an hour before it's due, they're like, oh, my computer broke. And I'm sorry. It's one of those things that's the burden of procrastination. You either turn it in on time, do it on your phone, or find some other means, or you're just not going to get credit for it. The only exception I will make is if it is a medical emergency, where you tell me immediately that something is going on, and we handle that on an individual basis. Now, if you go MIA for a week, and then you're like, oh yeah, I had the flu, that's just not going to work. And I'm a big stickler on this because I've been in your shoes. I had the flu 3 summers ago for 2 weeks as a teacher, and I had to set everything up for my students, get all of the work set up, and it sucked because I was sick. But my job as an instructor is to make sure my students learn, and so I had to set all that up while I was sick, and it wasn't fun, but I had to do it. So if you're sick, you have the obligation and responsibility to let me know, and then we can work on something on a case-by-case basis. But if you just go MIA for a week and then show back up and like, I need an extension. I'm going to tell you no. So just keep that in mind, all right? Don't procrastinate. You can wait until Sunday to turn your stuff in if you want. As long as it's turned in by the deadline, I'm fine. But just that's a gamble that you take as a student to make sure everything will get done. I highly encourage you to please try to do your assignments throughout the week. That way, if you have technology issues, you can, one, let me know, and two, you have time to find an alternate means of turning things in. And I know that doesn't always work, but it is summer and everybody has jobs, they're doing stuff outside. Working ahead will be your best friend. I've had students before that on Monday morning they turn everything in for the week. And that's the last I hear from them until the next week. That's totally cool. If you want to do that, do it. But procrastination will not be your friend in this class. If you have any accommodations, please let me know. You can contact this number to talk to someone about accommodations. We do use a program called Starfish, and that is just to allow you, allow me as the instructor to reach out to you to let you know if something's going on. I'd be like, hey, you got a low grade in this class. Here's some tips I've got. It's our job as instructors at SIC is to make sure you all succeed, that you learn something from this class that you can use in the future and that you succeed. And so Starfish is a way for us to reach out to you and give you a heads up, be like, hey, you got a low score on that last test. It's brought your average down. Here's some tips. You know, our goal is to help you to become a better student and to be successful. And then here is the outline. So it looks like a lot, but a lot of this is reading and going through the materials. So what you're doing right now, that's this. So that's already done. We do have a discussion forum this week, and I'll show you in the assignments page how this all breaks down. You've got chapters 1 and chapter 2 to look at, and then chapter 10, which chapter 10 is only like 8 pages, so it's not a lot. The lecture video for week 1, which I'll show you that. The textbook activity, the guidelines for our cause and effect paper that we're going to write, and then the writing prep. So a lot of this is just reading. There's actually only 3 assignments for this week: the discussion forum, the textbook assignment, and the writing prep. That's it. You can get all of that done in a day if you wanted for the week, or you can space it out. It's totally up to you. But I'll show you in the assignments what this all looks like. We are in just an 8-week class, so we are condensing 16 weeks worth of a normal semester into 8 weeks. So it's going to go by really fast. There's going to be assignments to do, but it's going to go by really quickly, and it'll be fall before we know it. So I break down basically what we do each week. You'll notice that weeks 5 and 6 and 7, it gets a little bit shorter. The assignments get a little shorter because we're reaching the end of the class. And then the very last thing, actually I've taken this reflection off, so I'm going to go ahead and save that, but you won't have a reflection anymore for that, so don't worry about it. Alright. And then please note that finals week will not be open past July 25th. Until July 22nd. Find a little errors in my syllabi. So finals week will actually open up on, I'm going to get this right, July 21st for you to submit assignments to. And then it will be open until July 25th. That's what that actually meant. And then there won't be a discussion forum that last week. Alright. And then there's a supplemental page where you can find some extra information. If you're having trouble with my SIC, there's some information there. And that's pretty much it. Alright. So, let's basically go through real quick and review how to find everything on the page. So, our library resources, there's a list on here of the hours for the library. And then summer and intersession is 8 a.m. to 4:30 in the summer. The library commons is a one-stop shop for information. We will discuss this a little bit towards our research project that we'll do at the end of the semester. We'll talk about it a little bit more, and I'll probably reference the library as we go through the class because we do have online access to it, which is nice. The help feature, I'm just going to go from top to bottom. The help feature just gives you some information about if you need to fill out a support request, if something's gone wrong with your computer or with the online class. You can contact media services. It's all on there. And then information about the course. We are 4 credit hours, so that's why we do a little bit of extra work throughout the week. And then our email. This is everybody in the class listed. You'll notice that I am in darkened there. That means I'm faculty. So you just click on this if you need to email me. Do open email. You can give it a subject line, and then you can type out an email. You can attach from your computer if you need to, attach a file, and then you can send it. Again, like I said, if I email you back, it's going to go to your Falcon Mail. So try to check that once a week, especially if you've sent me an email. And then attendance. I don't take attendance in this class because it's online. However, I want to make you all aware that I can go here to usage statistics, and I don't know if you all see this in your version, but I can actually go on here and see how, not only how many times you've visited the site, how long you've visited, and I can click on you and break down your entire visit onto the website. So if you tell me that you've had an internet outage and that you've not been able to get on because the internet's down, and I look on here and I see that you've been online, I'm going to be a little bit suspicious. So just so you know, it is hard for students to pull the wool over their instructor's eyes in an online class. And right now I can see that the class hasn't opened up yet, so all of you have not been able to get online and see the course yet, but once the class opens, I'll be able to see who actually gets online and attends. So that is why I don't actually do attendance. Alright. One thing about the course, on my SIC, you can't really press the back button, which is kind of aggravating, but just so you know, if you try to backspace or back to a different page, it can crash the site, so just be careful of that. Our gradebook is here. I try to do my best to make sure that your grades are updated constantly so that you know what you're making in the class, and it will start to show you can view the full gradebook, and it'll break down each of your assignments. Obviously, you will only be able to see the assignments that I put on here for you. Our resources, before we get to that, resources are here. There's going to be some extra links here, like extra tips that I give you all. There's some example papers here that you can look at, hints on choosing topics. There's going to be how and why we create outlines, and I'm going to go through here and update these files. But yeah, there's going to be information on those, and I'll talk about them in our lecture videos. And then if you click on resources, the documents are on this side, the links are on this side. And as we do a video each week, I'm going to post them in the links version, and then your handouts over here. So it's all kind of nicely organized. Our discussion forum, since we can't meet face-to-face, each week we do a discussion forum. So I will post a topic, and then you all respond to it, and then give feedback and give a response to your peers. So you can look on here and see all of the discussion forums. I'll go over them in our lecture videos. There's not one for the finals week, so it's just weeks 1 through 7. And then our assignments page. This is the big page. The assignments page breaks down each week what we are doing. So you can click on week 1. So I have all of my assignments each week due Friday and Sunday. The only thing that is ever going to be due on a Friday is your discussion forum post. And I do that because if I tell students to wait till Sunday, many of you will just wait until Sunday, and our peers will not have people to respond to. So everybody has to post into the forum by Friday. You can do it Monday, you can do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday afternoon, Friday night. As long as it's by Friday at 11:55 p.m., you can submit your discussion forum post and get full credit for it, as long as you answer all the questions. And then by Sunday, that's when all the other assignments are due. So you do have to respond to at least 4 peers in each discussion forum. So responding to 4 peers. For this week 1, you have to do the textbook assignment and the writing prep, these 3 assignments by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. If you try to submit after that, the Dropbox will shut down, and I will say it's too late. So make sure you get them in by that time. Don't wait till 11:50. Don't wait till 11:20. You know, if you got to submit it on Sunday, try to do it in the morning or during the afternoon. The night is a last-ditch effort, but just keep that in mind. And then the reading assignments are listed below here. So your syllabus, which is what we're looking at now, the English skills, chapters 1, 2, and 10, and then chapter 10 goes along with cause and effect, which is why there's a big jump there. And then the lecture video, and then the assignment guidelines. And then here's the 3 drop boxes for the assignments. All right. Now this discussion forum one, you don't have to go to this one when you submit in the actual discussion forum. That's where I'll grade it here. But these other 2, like if I click on textbook activity 1, you will be able to, you'll be able to, you can't see it right now because it's not in student mode and it's too early to show you student mode, but you will have a drop box that will open up and you'll be able to insert files into that Dropbox. And I'll actually show you in the week 1 lecture video how to do that. I'll probably wait till June 2nd to post that for you all so that you can actually see what that Dropbox looks like. But you can click each of the weeks. You can see the assignments themselves. Most of the assignments will open early June and you'll be able to do them. And then I try to open up everything a week early so that you've got extra time to work on it. But yeah, you can click and see. As you can see here, I'm in teacher mode and it shows you that the assignment's not visible yet. So if you were to be able to get on here right now, you wouldn't see anything here because it's not going to open up until June 2nd at least. All right. But yeah, so that's the basic thing. And if I click course homepage, I go back to the beginning. So the 2 big pages that I would worry about as a student are the assignments and the discussion forum, because this is where everything that is due is at. And then always each week check your resources to make sure nothing is listed for that week of the class. These 3 pages are going to be your best friends in this course. These other ones are very nice to have and you are welcome to view them at any time, especially your grade book so you can keep up. And then we do have a midterm exam that'll kind of cover what we've talked about so far. So that's basically the class in a nutshell. As I said at the start of this video, if you ever have questions or concerns or comments, you are always welcome to email me. You are welcome to call me. If you want to set up an appointment to come by my office, you are welcome to do that. I do ask that you give me a little bit of a heads up just to make sure I'm not meeting with a student so that you don't have to wait, and that I'm also on campus, because even though I do run to some high schools through the summer to drop off things for the other part of my job as a recruiter, so that just kind of gives you a heads up. All right. I'm excited to have you all in the class. I think it's going to be a wonderful summer. It's going to go by quickly, and I look forward to talking to you all again very soon in the week 1 lecture video that I'm going to try to have posted by Sunday night on June 2nd, just to be able to get into the class and show you how everything looks. All right, I'll talk to you all again soon. Have a wonderful summer, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Talk to you soon.